So hello guys and welcome to our second match for the night, and it will be Wamen Nagi 2.0 versus Ubi's server, and I'm Dax, joined here by Billy this time. How are you doing, Mr. Billy?
So, I'm excited to see. I will always be hopeful someone can, dethrone the Wamen give them, their first L, and hopefully, Uber server can deliver
Yeah,
with
it's
Milsons being new to the squad somewhat.
right. I gotta say that them for adding Milsons in is pretty interesting. Like, not gonna lie, I was expecting Milsons to show up for a very long time onto this roster, and hey, they finally done it. They finally have the guy on the board, and I'm really impressed to see that. So over Uber server, it might be a really big boon to help them out. They are coming in from a match win, so it is gonna be a lot of positive momentum. But if you're
Momentum.
talking about positive momentum, Wamen Nagi has all the momentum in the world. Because let's look at that standings, Mr. Billy, real quick. And
Do
well,
we need to? Do we
yeah, we
need to?
do, because we gotta see what Uber server is. They're in the middle of the pack with a 2-3, but all the way at the top, it's like the penthouse suite right there for Wamen Nagi 2.0, because they are sitting pretty with a clean 5-0. No map losses, no match losses. No, there's nothing to really summarize there besides winning, and they are able to do so. But looking at the rosters right here, right now, to start things off, it's Fondrick, Archdaniel, Kronos, Kuz, Patty, and Vigilance starting 6 with Zombage on the bench, and Timora getting a banned out from Wamen Nagi. In the meantime, for Uva server, it's Santapos, Milsons, Mercy, Cockenberg, Karna, and Sacred. So the big guns are already on the board with Milsons and Mercy to start things off. Ice Tubig and Not Vernon on the bench there. What do you think of the starting 6 for these two teams?
Well, it's very interesting that we see the Archdaniel on that off tank role, possibly because Funtrix always going to be that main tank for that team. I
Oh,
actually
he's
no.
not even.
Since
He's the
yeah,
off
no, 'cause-
tank.
yeah, Zombish is the main tank. I
Ah,
forgot. Okay,
he,
so yeah, interesting to see what comp they're going to run because right now Ubisoft is going in blind when it comes to the tank line because they
yeah.
will not know who's going to play the main tank between these two players.
Ah,
But I have a feeling it's gonna be Funtrick.
yeah, I'm looking at this configuration right now, and it reminds me of old Wamanagi, like Wamanagi 1.0, where Archdaniel can play that off tank alongside Funtrick, and we'll see Kronos and Kuz. So it seems like the two Genji mains gonna be brought into the field together. It's probably gonna be Kronos up playing that Genji, because in the meantime showing a lot more flexibility. He duly had support role, but he did come from a DPS background, and it's Patty in Vigilance, of course. So this is really interesting. So they are gonna have Vigilance on board this time. They are going to have a really strong flex support there for Vigi. And Patty will enable a lot of things with her Lucio, but will Waminagi be able to really utilize that speed boost to the maximum against Uber server? That's going to be a real question that we're going to be asking very soon. But,
Yeah.
and Mr. Billy, what do you got to say?
No, I'm just saying like for I think Ubi servers are really gonna be relying heavily on Milsons to hard carry because honestly, knowing Milson's background, he's a very extremely good off tank player, wherein his hog was obviously one of the best in the Philippines, and his Zarya is not there's nothing to be it's nothing to it's not
Scoff at.
that what do you call this? I forgot that term.
Scoff
Was
at. It's nothing to
yeah
scoff at. It's just
yeah
like,
it's
no,
nothing to
it's not.
scoff at.
It's not a joke whatsoever. And it seems like we already got our first map going. And we'll be talking about stats later on, Mr. Billy, as Nepal has already been confirmed and ready to go. Seems like both of these teams are itching for the fight and itching for a game. Waminagi 2.0 on the blue hand side, Ubu server on the red. And let's get it done, Another match here in the New Wave Invitationals. And Nepal, the map pick here for Waminagi 2.0, not surprising whatsoever. You want to go for those boops in many instances. Seems like though our scoreboard is set and ready to go. Now let's get into the matchup.
Yes, interesting enough, we're starting with village, and you know it's not really a roadhog heavy map, so I think we'll probably see either the Ryan Zarya pairing or a potential dive from Mobanagi. But when it comes to the side of Uber server, I have a feeling they're gonna run that Ryan Zarya.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's gonna be Ryan Zarya versus Ryan Zarya right now for Wamen Nagi as well as Ubiserver. But as I say that, never mind, I'm already wrong. It will be the Wrecking Ball here for Funtrick, and he already bought it! Look at this! It's Admiral Wrecking Ball ready to go. Get sailing on to the high seas, and this is gonna be.
Nah, bro, he unlocked it. He didn't buy it.
The one unlock, the first box, you get it? That's some hard luck. I'm not gonna lie, I got the Jazzy Lucio skin the same way, so it was meant to be. But Archdaniel playing the Diva, we are not gonna see the aggressive form of dive. It's gonna be a lot more defensive here for Wamen Nagi, and they are gonna be playing that Genji. Oh no, it's a Lucio Mercy, which is really interesting. Like, Wamen Nagi 2.0, they have just basically been winning every single time with sheer skill. But this is really interesting, they're playing the Mercy with the Soldier 76. Not even the best spot on target, to say the least. You have sustained damage, sure, but this is really bursty. You're not going to be able to shut down anyone immediately. And for Ubiserver, they're running Mercy and Cockambear, so immediately expect the Pharah and the Echoes into play. Mercy pocket in behind, double flyer right here, right now. Honestly, Wamen Nagi 2.0 very, very handily with this composition on the side of Ubiserver. Mercy with the air shot, taking care of Kronos. What a kick there! Ubiserver with the first capture onto the points.
Yeah, so going back to what you said, like if you run the ball, I feel like you need to have a full dive comp because when that Soldier, well, honestly, Soldier cannot deal with the Pharah unless he's like mid-range, and obviously the Pharah will not do that ever. If since Mercy really knows how to play Pharah, I don't think she will ever try to dive the Soldier.
Yeah.
So I think this is a really good pick.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting right now for Wamen Nagi. They are just going to be losing out members left, right, and center. Santa Pops already getting the takedown of Kronos. Archdaniel though cleaning up Sacred, but there we go with the Mimic into play. And for Ubiserver, they're playing a very hold close strategy onto the point. Now this is a little dangerous because Wamen Nagi is whipping out the double hit scan instead to deal with the double flyer. And this will allow Wamen Nagi to set up in positions that you wouldn't expect. But Pilsons doesn't care. He just pushes on forward. He's just going to get kill after kill after kill. Here comes the Panda Hammer after the flashback. Brought from Mercy to cover fire, and that is going to be a target on the Funtrick. He's quite low, focus he will get that takedown, and Ubiserver just running away with it on this first half.
I'm really sure if Mercy meant to do that, but I don't think that was a very necessary because now Milsons doesn't really have a combo for that grab. I have a feeling he's gonna ask Santa Pops to like smack them, but that's very dangerous for a Reinhardt, especially when there's a McCree who can just flashbang him.
Yeah, 2 hit scans, a little dangerous to put that shield down, but Santa Pops exposed to the Shatter, so it can be that grab and the Shatter together. Here comes the ultimate now online, gets the slam on the 3, Graviturn on the left hand side, and exactly as we said, it's a tank line working out together. Cockambear turning into the Reinhardt as well. Archdaniel gonna go down, and for Ubiserver, how far are they gonna push? This is going to be staggering Vigilance as well, shattering the corpse of the Mercy. Here comes Milsons. They'll be backing on that. Sacred gonna be lagging behind as well. But for Ubiserver right now, they're gonna go into that gate. Still though, point already being contested. Patty very quick with the transition. Nandagu's gonna be in the play though. Santa Claus is getting in the way of Funtrick. Here comes the contest right now from the Reinhardt. And Ubiserver looking to take this one already. Self-destruct in behind. It's not gonna be enough. And they will take the first map against Wamen Nagi.
This is the first time I've seen a team actually dominate Wamen Nagi this badly.
Is this happening? Is it happening already? Wamen Nagi unable to get anything
I can say that we can say that because honestly Arch is the only one that can deal with Mercy. Mercy just flies away, and every time Mercy lands on direct hit rocket, Cockambear just follows up with that beam, and the heals are just not enough to survive.
It's ridiculous how effective Ubiserver play that out. It really is a lot of comfort between Mercy and Cockambear. We have seen Cockambear do better and better with the Echo every single time. We talk about Cockambear, and yes, Cockambear is more on the supporting DPS in Mercy's star power. But hey, with the Echo, it is more of a niche that they can basically fulfill, and well, Ubiserver right now looking to really make things work. Nilsson's a really strong addition. He's already gonna have 4 of those kills, 7 of those assists. It's more than around 60% of Ubiserver's total takedowns. But Funtrick with the first frag on the board, 2 Reinhardt's gonna go down immediately. Wamen Nagi 2.0 is set up by the objective, and this might work out well for them to get this initial capture.
I like this Doomfist pick very much because it punishes the fact that when the tanks go in, you just know that it's gonna be the two tanks and the Ana at all times because the Echo's always gonna go on that flank and the farmers are pretty much their own team on the sky.
Yeah, that's true. So it is gonna be Kuz looking to get rid of the DPS. He's gonna be looking to get rid of everyone else on the ground. Archdaniel though already 100 energy to his name, and seems like this time the Zarya configuration can work out in their favor. Now something to note, it's not that awkward. Vigilance Mercy with the Patty Lucia pairing. Now we already know Patty's gonna play that Lucia pretty much wholeheartedly, so you kinda can't really play the Mercy in any shape and form. But Vigilance has been known to steal every single Pochi in the face of adversity, and playing that Moira is the best ways to go about it. Going for the top of right here, right now, Archdaniel Kronos on the board, and this is the Wamen Nagi that we expected. Just defending really well, taking the point very quickly, getting these kills as quick as can be. It only took them one round to shake it up, and they are gonna be looking to get a team kill in their favor.
Yeah, I think Mercy's having a hard time trying too much to focus on that Doomfist, wherein as she focuses on Doomfist, Kronos is just getting those free hits on her.
Yeah,
Same with Kokomber. He's not being able to get those flanks that he wants to because he's afraid of that Doomfist punch.
I just want to say that they should really focus down that McCree first. If the Farah and the Echo both go on the Cowboy, it might be an easy time. The Doomfist really will just go for everyone else, and if they aren't really going to get much done with the peel, then they just go to the trades instead, go for the frags as quick as can be, because with the punch already, here comes Mercy with Rocket Barrage, will be able to get rid of the punch, gets to get two. Deadeye now, not going to get much value there from Kronos. Cucumber, the only casualty there. Flashback though will connect, Sacred will go down, very risky with the Resurrection, but it seems like with one barrage there, Ubi's server gonna get the point back.
That was a good ult combo there with that nano barrage and that clutch bubble from Milsons to save him from the high noon though. What a guy.
Man, what a die indeed. Milson's always so reliable with the bow play, but now the Graviton Search is available here for Arc. Can just push on into the objective itself. A number of ults here for Wamen Nagi 2.0 though. They are going to be looking to go for the retake as quick as can be. But Mercy catching out Vigilance. He does leave a Biotic Orb into the field. Here comes Graviton Surge already. And there we go. The huge nade from Karna getting some value. Shatta right now from Santa Fox as well. Clean up. My name is Ubi Server. And I feel like the Wamen Nagi 2.0, this Lucia Moira pairing that they do have has been neutered quite heavily by a few of those changes to the Moira itself.
Interesting to see Kokomber duplicating that McCree though. I think he wanted the Reinhardt, but when he saw the McCree in his face, I think he had to press Q. But I think he was about to die.
Yeah, might as well sometimes. That's how it is sometimes. You just gotta make sure that you stay alive into a game like this. And anyway, they were given a few try shots here and there. Archdaniel right now gonna go for a push again. Grab the Surge is in hand. The McCree right now looking for the hot handle here. And Wamen Nagi 2.0 gonna whip out the coalesces already. Mercy danger close. We'll get the trade onto one. Here goes the Grab Surge though. Gonna be play. Kuz gonna get the frag on the board. And Wamen Nagi with the setup gets the knockdown. Archdaniel, you can't sleep on this guy. A great DPS, a great off tank. And that will allow them to get these points in their favor.
That was a good try from Mercy, honestly, but the problem was because a Fire ult and a Genji ult are the only two ults you need to synchronize with your team. Every other DPS I'd say is on their own accord when to use it, but when it comes to the Fire and the Genji, you gotta play with your team.
Yeah, it's so dangerous to use it in Cross and Archdaniel, making sure the danger is there. Seems like the lock-on isn't going to be in the play, but it does force everyone else to stay onto the objective. Sacred that now, Nana boosted up to keep the Mercy alive. It's not going to happen. Beautiful tracking there from Arc, and as soon as Uber Server gets a glimpse of host, Wamen Nagi shuts the door. 169 this time. Nice scoreline there for Uber Server, but we are all tied up 1-1 on Nepal.
Thing to note too is like, cause Kuz is playing that Doomfist, there is nothing on Ube's team that can actually punish him for going in because they don't have CC for him, and he can just punch the Reinhardt and seismic uppercut seismic slam away. And because of that, the Echo and the Fire really can't punish him for going into the team.
Yeah, the punishment just isn't there. Not too much CC to deal with. And hey, in a situation like this, apparently Dupes can really work out in your favor. But hey, right here, right now, Wamen Nagi 2.0 gonna be whipping out that Kree, gonna be picking out that Dupes as well. And here comes the bread and butter of Wamen Nagi. They are gonna be looking to run around with this Wrecking Ball from Funtrick. On the other side though, Mercy actually played a Torbjorn. This girl has gone and really done
This
her
is an
research.
Overwatch League. This is an Overwatch League roster.
Oh my god, Funtrick though and Santa Pops both falling down. What are we doing there? The Orisa,
Oh.
as well as the Wrecking Ball. Here we go with the turret right now, getting the tracking on. Zen Batiste even double shield right now from the server. And this is the first time that I have actually seen the meta into play in their new Invitationals. Uber server has done their homework and more, and I can just be really proud of them. But Kronos is just fragging out immediately. The McCree, just a big game changer. And even though your comp is right, you still gotta play it right. Wamen Nagi out of nowhere gets the kills, gets the takedowns with the McCree in hand.
I really thought that Ube had that when both main tanks were killed, because Nilsson's was still alive, and having a Sigma's already better than having a Diva when it comes to holding an angle for the Thor turret.
It's just so ridiculous how Kronos really got those angles and got those kills. And right now, Uber server gonna go for the push again. They have the easy shutdown on because they have that Sigma, they have that Orisa.
Oh my god!
And Patrick right now with the boop to remember against Santa Pops. You cannot play near the pit. It's not gonna happen whatsoever. I feel those set up by Secret already. Karna gonna be dropping on down. Mercy gonna get on the board. Kronos in behind though with the Deadeye sneaky peeky trying to crawl. Trusting the rest of the team to get those kills. Karna now gonna drop on over. Here we go with Bob. Where'd Bob go? Where'd Bob go? Oh, Bob's there. But hey, a little too late. Yeah, a little too late. Now, honestly, the Ashe would work out in a way. You're playing the Ashe against a dive composition, so you can't really get things done. But at the same time, you need to out-frag the McCree on the other side. So for Wamen Nagi, they just rely on Kronos to get those kills. Could look at the distraction. Arc Daniel though going for a very questionable drop, but sometimes that's how it is life. The circle of life. Sometimes you fall in the pit. Nelson though doesn't get the flux to actually connect. Here goes the rock now on to Patty. Mercy's turret will go down, but there you go with the counter kill. Trans right now into play. Uber server with the flip, but Kuz is now wreaking havoc in the backline alongside Fudrick, and we'll see how long Uber server can hold on this point because mine's gonna be set up immediately. Third gonna be there. The Orisa with his supercharger to try and get some more damage going down, but there is no sidelines whatsoever. Santa Pops hiding in the corner will get taken down by the sneaky peeky Lucio. Self-destruct is there, and so quickly Wamen Nagi 2.0 with a point back.
It's your funeral.
Yeah, I want to talk about this comp though, because having this comp means you don't want to stay on point. You want to set up your turret, you want to send your Sigma on a flank, because right now the meta now is the Sigma is your flanker, and you let your Torb and your Ashe stay together with the turret behind the Orisa shield.
Pretty much. And you can if you feel like you do need the different angles, you can put that Torb turret all the way on the other side, but keeping it protected by the Orisa, it just amplifies your damage. And no C9 as Wamen Nagi decides to just hold the line in the front line, and they will take the ball 2-1.
Yeah, like I see that Ube playing the meta now, but the problem is they're playing the meta characters in like last season's playstyle, wherein they should honestly be trying to like hold that angle where you see that shield. They should be holding there.
We have talked about this so many times already. If you are gonna play the meta, you have to play it in the way how the meta is played in the first place. But kudos to Overserver for trying it out. They did get a medium success at the early parts of the map, but hey, it was a clutch time there from Kronos, really getting things done.
It was a warm up for Wamen Nagi.
Target practice,
okay, guys,
paying off.
Okay, guys, we have to take it seriously.
Yeah, that's honestly, they're not looking to give maps, they're not looking to give matches, they're looking to run New Wave Invitationals to the ground with a perfect record. And so far, so good. They take that first map right there, right then, Mr. Billy. And what do you think was the deciding factor of that game?
I think it was the Kuz, honestly, with that Doomfist.
Oh,
like, they could not deal with the Doomfist.
It's such an X factor, honestly.
Kuz swapping to the Doomfist allowed him to wreak havoc on the tank line, and because the tank line was preoccupied with the Doomfist, Mercy could not position herself properly, and Cocombear could not attack the backline because the backline was completely protected.
Yeah, honestly, it really was just the Doomfist doing so much work. I'd honestly say though for Kronos as well, having that range advantage, really getting things done against many players, and even shutting down Cocombear on the Ashe, even though the Ashe should have the better long range into that fight with the rifle. But hey, that's how it is sometimes, and well played there to Team Wamen Nagi. They will take the match. They will take the match. They will take the map rather in pretty well fashion. And Ube server will be picking our next map, I believe. So yes, sir. So we'll take a very short break, guys. We'll just fix something up on to this side as requested by the teams, and we will be right back. This is the New Wave Invitationals. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are in the dust after that first map between Wamen Nagi as well as Uba server. But before we get started talking about a number of things already, you can't go wrong with talking about that support line. And hey, seeing vigilance on Wamen Nagi's side, let's look at the stats here given by Mr. Rebirth to us in the panel. So for Wamen Nagi 2.0, first things first to remember, Patty is a DPS, hiding as a support.
Reddit Lucio.
Reddit Lucio, even though her stats aren't the best, you know that the Reddit Lucio, it does something a little different to say the least. 6.847k average healing per 10 minutes with 18.73 average eliminations, always just there on the scene. In the meantime, Vigilance, this guy can do no wrong with the support line. 10,255 average healing for 10 minutes with around 4,253 average damage to boot, usually on that Moira. And goes to show for Wamen Nagi, they always are at the top of the stats for good reason. They are dominating. They are having so much numbers in their favor. The match wins in their favor because of how well they can play. And well, for Vigilance, as you see, 20,340, his record for most healing. That is so far away from everyone else, Mr. Billy. But on the other side, though, Uba's server in the meantime, it's a little finicky in the support line because we see so many swaps here and there. For Karna, he is usually in that position to begin with, 4,122 average healing. In the meantime, for Sacred, it's quite low because he usually plays the main tank instead, so he has higher numbers on average damage and higher average eliminations with 5.278 and 14 average eliminations. Respectively, with only around 1,874 average healing per 10 minutes because, well, he kind of needs to get that time back. He doesn't really do too much healing to begin with. His highest record is only 10,000, but he tried to fulfill a little more utility in favor of his server. Can go a long way. So what do you think of those stats, Mr. Billy?
Yeah, I think having Vigilance accompany Patty is very good for Wamanai because since Patty's playing that DPS playstyle, Vigilance is more of the support that wants to keep his team alive. Like you see, like Vigilance is not he's not like Olexid who likes to go for the big annonades for his team. He's more of the annonade your teammates so they stay alive and they get the LMs for the team instead of giving the Bionades, anti-Bionades, compared
Right.
to like Sacred.
Yeah, Karna and Sacred looking to work together on many occasions. And hey, that's how it is sometimes between our stats. You got someone who's really aggressive, and you can see there on the board, and you got someone who's very defensive. Same case there for Uber Server, utility and absolute healing. It really goes to show every single sport has its own role. But hey, it seems like our second map is confirmed, and Eichenwalde will be our stomping ground. Very interesting pick. I love it already. There's a different flavor from the rest of the New Wave Invitationals. But Wamen Nagi 2.0 gonna be on the
It's
defense
not
first.
King's Row.
It's not King's Row, that's for sure. And Ubiserver will be picking the attack instead. This is gonna be map 2 out of 4, ladies and gentlemen. And let's get into our next game. Castle grounds are abound, and it's gonna be clear skies right now in the ruins of Eichenwalde.
The thing is that like first point is a very Doomfist rollout-ish type because Doomfist will want to stay on that second point castle tower and get that juicy 125 seismic slam damage and then accompany with that uppercut with one left click, pretty much insta kills anyone, any 200 HP target.
It feels like it's just style points, mate. It feels like it's just style points.
But if you know it's coming, you can punish it very easily.
That's true, that's true. And hey, we'll be looking to get into another one here, ladies and gentlemen, as we go again into the game. We'll go again into the match, and we are gonna see what Wamen Nagi 2.0 is all about yet again. So there are Rizog. What do you think about this one?
Hanzo. I think their goal is to pull hook someone and then wall off immediately to get that complete isolation. But the thing is, if you know that your opponents are gonna play that Reinhardt, pull hooking is close to impossible. Unless they plan on pull hooking the Pharah. Because Reinhardt is the most reliable pull hook blocker.
That's true, that's true. It's just like put that shield and it's a big one there. And Ubiserver, offensive bastion. They are gonna be playing the Pharah as well to go for distraction. But I think this is very risky right now for Ubiserver.
Flanking.
It's flanking. Bastion tearing things apart. And oh, that's a Roadhog. You can't do that against a Roadhog, mates.
That's very ballsy by compare there because you don't know the comp yet and you're going to jump and sentry mode in front of the enemy team. That's very risky.
Yeah, it was way too risky. It gets punished immediately. So I'd honestly be surprised if Ubiserver decides to go for it again, and they do so. On Wamen Nagi's side, though, they are really playing that Mei, and this should be a swap immediately for Cocombear. We have seen Cocombear play that Echo constantly, and right now this is the perfect time against a Hanzo, against a Mei. This is just easy tidings to play that double flyer.
Yeah, I think Mercy should try going on flanks rather than going through main. I think she should just go up over the building on the left and possibly deal damage from the left side, so that her team can push in.
Here comes the Bastion.
Like going with the
again.
team is not very good.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. It really is just looking a little too one-dimensional right now for the server. And Arcane almost gets a kill there, going inside for the Pharah. Very questionable right now. But at least Mercy trying to get a different angle. We'll be able to get rid of one. Here goes Satapus with charges as well. Rock Brush now will connect Shatter to clean things up. And apparently, that Nano Boost play onto the Bastion, applying enough pressure for Ubiserver to make things happen. That's a very interesting strategy. And if it works there for Ubiserver.
Very commendable to Mercy though, getting that barrage very fast. Like I'm pretty sure Wamen Nagi was very surprised that the barrage came in that fast, that early. But I think because Cocombear play was playing in that Bastion, no one paid attention to the Pharah.
Yeah, it's very distracting, that Bastion. And hey, it works, it works. They play a little bit of a different style. I still think that they play the Echo would be a lot better as you're going with the Widowmaker right now for Kronos instead. And Echo gonna work, gonna be flying on the map, but hey, it's time for the pirate ship instead. There is enough about dwelling into something that isn't there. We'll see how this is gonna work out as there go with the Dragon Strike gonna be the play. Configuration tank though to get into the action one more time. Cocombear though sees the barrier, will get blown up by it because he decides to shoot it. Very, very interesting enough. And Arcane punishing Satapus for being way too close. That is just gonna be social distancing at its finest. Grapple search right now into the backline, does get 3 sound barrier though in response from Fatty, and Kuz does get 2 in response. Mercy though with those frags. The Rock Brush is available again. Very dangerous right now for Mercy to go into the front line, but hey, we'll get rid of Kronos along the way. Hippity hoppity goes to Frogity. That's gonna be Fatty still staying on. Funtrick in the meantime with a supercharger, and here comes the rain, gets rid of one. Here comes the Diva, here comes the Orisa, but the fight still goes on with Ubiserver trying to come back onto the payload.
Yeah, I don't think Orisa can survive anymore without that heals. That's a very commendable effort by Mercy, knowing that her team was coming back first. So she went for the barrage so that she could clear the tank line for her team.
Yeah, get a foothold onto the payload and make things happen. But this time though, Kronos gets rid of Mercy onto the high ground. Perfect position here for the McCree, and I like this a lot better. More on the mid-range style, a little on the long, sure, but you have that utility, you have the shutdown, you have the fire rate and the firepower, and that is just going to be frags on the board here for Wamen Nagi. Bear right now still on the Bastion, and this has to be the time they go for the swap. It's a little too far off. It's like, you can still say second point at the start, okay, you might be able to get the Pirate Ship Snowball, but right now, with this so far off, there is no way you can make that Bastion work, and luckily enough, they go for the Sombra instead, because they see that there is an itty-bitty hamster ball rolling on around.
But the thing is though, it's very hard to get the hack, because they still don't have the CC to punish a hack ball. Because, oh wait, Mercy's playing McCree though.
Yeah, they have the McCree, they have the Sleep Dart on Diana, but of course it still will be all bad at distance. So instead they go for Kronos. I like the positioning here for Open Server. They decide to go for drop down. Shatter will connect onto Archdaniel, and that's ridiculous how Sanderpops knew exactly how that angle works. Good stuff there. Funchik even gonna drop down. I think Copper got the hack earlier onto the Wrecking Ball.
He did.
Yes, so good for Uber Server. I think for Uber Server, they not only added on Milsons to really reinforce their team, but also they have done so much homework to do so good into the set, and all I have to do is really commend them with their endeavors, with their efforts, and with how good they're playing right now, especially in terms of their hero picks. And Funtrick again just gonna get blocked by the Sombra. Will fall down one more time. Here we go though with the self-destruct gonna be in the play. And Archangel falls down as well. What are we even doing here, ladies and gents? It's just not happening. And Wamen Nagi 2.0 gives up the second point. Uber Server with 3 minutes on the time bank.
I like to point out too that the way Cucumber is playing is not the I want EMP as fast as possible type of sonar. It's more like, okay, your ball, you go in, I will hack you, and my team will punish you.
And this is something we talked about before, the backline Sombra. Waiting for the Wrecking Ball to push on forward.
Look, he's not even trying to get on charge.
Yeah, it really isn't. Fontrick has to be very careful. He has to change his playstyle, and you really see where a ball can get tested. The best balls can understand that, hey, I'm not going to be able to get anything into the back, I'm going to go into the front line instead. We'll get hacked up immediately, but you can see how Fontrick has adjusted his position to hang on back a little closer to his team. So he won't get punished immediately. There are also no places for him to die. There we go with the Mind Stone. Now it's a little too ambitious, and there is Mercy with the shutdown. Fatty though pushing on forward. And Wamen Nagi 2.0, they can't do this anymore. They can't rely on Fontrick to do everything for them, and they need to push in since they have that Lucio. They're not playing anything else anyway. Oh, Reinhardt right now for Funchik. He just gives up on it. He used the mines anyway, but the Deadeye right now gonna be in the play, looking for a crack on down. A little too greedy though for Mercy for my own liking. Could have actually got his kill there. There we go with the potential pin. It's still not gonna happen with the shots, and the sound barrier gonna be into play right now. EMP though in response. Cockambear with a perfect shutdown, and Uber Server really testing Wamen Nagi in this instance. Kronos hopping on around right here right now. There we go, potential hack again. The Genji's already died, and Uber Server finishes up the map with 1:38 on the clock.
Even though that the time bank doesn't reflect how the performance of Ube, after their swaps, they completely crushed Wamen Nagi there. Like, I know that Arch played the Zarya just so he could protect Funtrick, but a bubble is not enough just to keep your Hammond alive, especially from a defensive Sombra.
That's true, and I only have to say there is Ubisoft, it feels like they're watching these VODs. They're talking about the things we have talked about, they're doing the things that we have talked about, and they have done their own homework, they have done their own strats, they have done their own strategies, they have done their own scrims, and I only have to say it's so different from the Uber server we saw like against Beamcord, right? That was kind of very questionable for them, and they knew it themselves. Got a lot of confidence there after winning out against Overwine, and right now they are really testing Wamen Nagi. Even if Uber server only gets one map, they will break the streak basically, and that is gonna hurt Wamen Nagi no matter what. They are trying to go for a perfection. They know themselves, they're very, very competitive, and even though they're gonna be all laughs about it, it's gonna hurt if Uber server is the one who takes it away from them. So here we go again. The double barrier gonna be play Bastion though here for this composition, and there's a reason they don't play Bastion for this comp right now. What is the sustain here? There is none.
Plus the double shield's very weak this meta, so once those two shields break, the Bastion better hope that his team can keep him alive if he wants to stay in that centric one.
Yeah, I think it's a little dangerous, especially with
He's not even set up.
It's not even set up. Here Cockambear is trying to do something with this. But look how quick
Too late.
Wamen Nagi decides we can speed boost in, and oh no, they hesitate because they see the turret and Kuz will go down. They already had the position for it, but they are stopped by an intimidating turret. But Mercy overextending right now will get taken down. The Torbjorn is
okay.
an easy
It's
critical
okay,
hit.
the turret is the hero.
Yeah, the turret is the hero. But yeah, you want 76, Mr. Billy. You want 7v6. Anyway, though, position right now for Uber server getting in the way. Halt gonna be into play. Santa Pump's trying to get in the way as much as possible as well. And
The
looking for the
turret
vision.
positioning is very good. Like they really have to commit so much. Like Archdanian has to flank just to touch it.
That's what Torbjorn is all about, because the Torbjorn can force you to go into positions that you wouldn't like in the first place. It kind of hurts, but Vigilance, he is gonna put in the hurt. When he's on that Moira, he will get that Coalescence no matter what, and within a minute he is ready to go with the big beam. Wamen Nagi 2.0, they really realize that there is no time for jokes. It's all about business, and we have a match in our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
I feel like Ube could have held better if, you know, Cucumber played Bastion the way he's supposed to be played, wherein, you know, set up before the team gets to push in. Because what happened there was he set up too late and allowed Wamen Nagi to get behind that tower.
Zarya now backing on at immediately. Archdaniel looking to get in position. There we go with the
Sacred.
double connect. And Wilson's and Kronos getting a big piece. It seems like the Reaper assassinating the Baptiste there will be able to retreat back to the safety of the payload. And in the meantime, it's the Orisa on that high ground. Wilson's going to be looking to get in position as well. Interesting start here for Uber server. They are going to allow the Sigma to get into the front line instead. Not allowing to get those sneaky accretions. But surprise, surprise, that's Kuz with the shot again. The McCree getting the frag there. Cucumber right now not playing too ambitiously on the Echo, and kind of hurts them. You want that Echo to really push in as much as possible. There we go with the reset on the second already, and Kronos having his number every single time.
I also like to talk about the way Mercy's been putting her turrets now. I don't think that she's positioning them properly. Because, as you can see, like the minute she threw her turret that last fight, it died instantly.
Gravister's now available here for Arc to the left-hand side. Here comes the Fluxo. Does it actually get the catch on? I don't think so. And Old Milsons was been solid with the accretion. Here comes the Reinhardt Chata as well as the Captain Surge. Easy shutdown there.
God.
It's bowling time for Funtrick and Co. And that's a king kill for Wamen Nagi 2.0.
I feel like Sigma's not really a good pick for Milsons. I feel like he should be playing that Zarya, because he has not landed a Sigma
Flux.
ult yet. Yeah, he hasn't landed a single Flux yet this whole match. Actually, this whole series. I feel like Zarya's more suited for it.
Yeah, it really is. And anyway, though, we are going to go back into the Brawl Coalescence right now from Vigilance. And Wamen Nagi is just saying, hi, you guys had a really good offense. We'll do it better, and we'll have a better time back. We are pushing right now to the throne room with 4:48 on the clock. And the Biotic are now being bounced around right here, right now. Cucumber, though, still flying on the round. Will it be Wamen Nagi getting this push? Yes, they do. Even as Uber server still survives. 441 to 138. We are impressed by Uber server, but Wamen Nagi is even more impressive. Big time back.
Yeah, I feel like every single is gonna be. We might be seeing this throughout the series, but you know, we always see Ube start strong, but then we'll always but in the end we'll see Wamen Nagi just finish stronger.
It really just goes to show what Wamen Nagi is all about. They are going for the push. They are going for the victories. They are going for everything that they can truly get and more. And kudos to them, to say the least. They are just so impressive with how they play things out. A different configuration though, double hit scan right now. And I like this a lot. I like this a lot from Wamen Nagi.
They know the fire's coming.
You gotta anticipate it. You got those clear skylines. You got everything going on. And well, for Wamen Nagi, you gotta be sneaky peeky with just how things are working out with the Korean Diaz to begin with. But far right now for Uber server, Ryan Zarya, and it seems like Milson's gonna be more on a comfortable role. Didn't really have too much impact on the Sigma though.
Yeah, I'd like to agree with you there. Like, I feel like his Sigma's not up to par with his Zarya and Roadhog.
There we go. Here comes the push yet again, and it will be time for Uber server to look to get things done into this game. There we
Now
go.
Mercy really needs to flank now against 2 double hit scan. She needs to get better sightlines.
Like, I think Mercy's reasoning right now is, I'm playing against hit scans, so I'm gonna hide behind the shield. But if you're not taking those angles, it will be a lot more difficult for your team to basically play with the Pharah and the Mercy. So it seems like for Uber server, this is something they have adjusted to and are comfortable with, and they are able to get value along the way. It's a very, very interesting way to play Pharah. And I feel like it's suboptimal in cases when you're better at other DPS. But if you're good at the Pharah and really good at the Pharah compared to everything else, then you can play this playstyle. It feels like it really is tailored to the server and their needs and how they play things out. Mercy right now gonna get 2. There we go, the resurrection, bringing Moses back to lights. And there you go with the point now being taken by the Uber server squad.
But now, because I think I like the way Mercy positioned herself now. Thing is though, she played a little bit too low, so Archdemon kept poking her. But, you know, if it's just a Zarya with low charge, you don't really need to care.
And he got the big bounces. She got the big bounces there, actually hampering the Zarya. But honestly, Mr. Billy, I do have to ask you a question as we see the push already. What kind of DPS do you think would be a better fit if Mercy could pretend play everything else? Think about that question as we get into this clash again. Kronos right now will be able to take care of Mercy there, saving them with a resurrection. And here comes Trouble yet onto the whole front. Fun trick! Tries to go for the Shatter. I believe Santa Bomb's got the charge in time. Gravitation gonna be there. Milson's now with his own overall. And there comes Kuz getting frags from above. This is Wamen Nagi 2.0 playing the archery game. It really is just gunpowder bound. A flashbang right now for the Phantom Hammer. Good bubble there to stay alive.
No.
2 attacks to fall. And Uber server will be able to get 1 point and a small little push through to the gates of Eichenwalde. Really goes to show the Battle of Hell's Deep is something is historically accurate. Because there you go with the archers going with the advantage, the range damage from those guns, getting so much value.
So I think going back to your question, Dax, if Mercy were to play a different hero, if she's going to play that play style as far, I feel like she can play Ashe, honestly, because if she's gonna stay with the team, just chuck that dynamite on top of the Rhine shield, make it explode, so that when the Rhine swings, not only is he getting hurt by the hammer swing, he's also burning.
That's true.
Or even a Reaper.
And you can play the Bob. You play that Reaper, you get that boss so much value. I wouldn't be surprised, you know, we can even consider a Torbjorn out of nowhere just to make things work on the creep. But yeah, the Ashe and the Reaper, I'd say some really, really top of the class picks you can actually do so in the first place. But if you can get those kills as Pharah, and that's what you're comfy
No
with,
complaints.
no complaints, no complaints. That's how it is. This is a new Invitationals. This isn't the Overwatch League, guys. We're not looking to min-max our stuff. It's you min-max yourself, not the game. And hey, if you can min-max book, then you are gonna be able to be good to go so much. But Wamen Nagi 2.0, Genji and the Creep. Comfort picks right now with many of their players.
No Ana though.
No need for Neon. I got Vigilance on that. Moira, he will do everything and more for your team.
I think he's planning on getting that quick coalescence for the team, so that you know, not only do you have to fear the blade, but fear the beam.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. 12,000 healing ready for Vigilance. Karna flat lagging behind with 11,000. It really goes to show that Ana doing a lot of work as well. We'll see if the Bionade will be able to make the difference. If the server now goes for the defensive Bionade there onto Rhine and the Zarya. And hey, Wamen Nagi 2.0, respecting that one, they'll be saying, yeah, we'll back out. We'll try to go for a different flank. Patrick, don't pay attention. Where are we going? Where are we going, sir? Left, right. Can't decide. Onto the high ground we go.
Oh, but Kuz is by himself. Oh, okay.
And McCree survives.
I like the positioning of both Cocombear and Karina.
Karna. Oh, gonna get carved up, and Cockenberg will go down. What a dive there from Kronos, gets in the face of adversity. And a little too panicky approach there for Uber's server. Now he puts a drop down. Wamen Nagi with the numbers advantage, and they are just gonna get these kills pretty handily. Easy tidings there, and then most of the one only getting on the board. Wamen Nagi 2.0. I just gotta say, they will get that first stick already, looking for a second and a third. Still a bit time back there though for the attacking side, Mr. Billy, and honestly, this is gonna be very difficult for Uber server now.
I think that Cocombear and Karna should have rotated when they saw the what do you call this, Wamen Nagi rotate to that high ground, because they were just free kills to that Genji once he dived in.
I just want to say here, 45,000 damage for Uber Server, 43,000 for Wamen Nagi. It seems like Uber Server really getting some good potency here and there, but the kill is still in favor of Wamen Nagi. They always know how to go for the shutdown and to finish off. Dead Idol being Prime Kronos right now, gets dash on in. Ultimates being used on both sides. That's Sacrificer doing nothing whatsoever. And seems like in this old battle, it is going to be the ultimate shadow, the ultimate destiny. What Wamen Nagi 2.0 will take the 5-4 victory here on Eichenwalde.
Kronos got a double shutdown. That last fight, he stopped the High Noon and he stopped the Soldier Visor without even using Blade.
I think for Uber Server, they kind of panic when there's a Genji in their face. We see it twice. First on that first point, second on that second point, on that second round on their D. As soon as Kronos gets in their face, they have no idea what to do. And there you go, we play the game for a fun trick. What a shutdown with the Gravity Surge as well as the Shatter. But Wamen Nagi 2.0 with a 2-0 lead. But honestly, all I can say about Uber Server right now, very, very commendable with how well they're playing against the best team in the New Wave Invitationals.
I would say, during this map, the 5 players from Uber Server played extremely well. I would say, unfortunately, Kokomber this map really underperformed for his team.
Damn,
because when you play that Bastion, you are the crux of your team. You need to deal damage, and you need to really hold your ground. You can't be in the walking form of Bastion. You really need to be set up at all times. Even when he played, also when he played that soldier, I think he could have played Ashe or maybe even Echo, because having that double hit scan, like having a soldier and a McCree is not very good for defense, especially in defense. Because I feel like there are other DPS that could complement Mercy's McCree, because Mercy's McCree has been very, very good.
That's true, that's true. And I just want to say, like, they could have actually utilized the Sombra as well. It would be really interesting if Kokomber knew the dynamic of when to hang back and when to go for the EMP play. So maybe Uber Server can think about that as we are going to be going to our halftime break. So we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a very exciting matchup between Wamen Nagi 2.0 as well as Uber Server. Honestly, already with 2 maps down, at the upper echelons of the best games here in the New Wave Invitationals. But stick around, stay tuned. We will be right back for another one here in your local league. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go with our interview segment. Here we go with the halftime report, and we will have Bear of Uber Server gonna be into this interview. So Bear, how are you doing for tonight?
For tonight, speaking for myself, I'm happy and ecstatic to play against one of these very challenging teams. Especially they're undefeated, so it's very nice that we can fight along with them and play along with them, and also have a good time in this invitationals. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for such a wonderful response. I appreciate you guys enjoying your time. But hey, Uber server is looking really good. Even though they are down two, they are very competitive with the best team in the league, basically. And all of these new compositions, all of these new configurations, all of these new setups, absolutely impressive so far from Uber server. So what changed? What happened there?
We changed up our composition because of the recent patch. We had only a day to talk about it. We started testing Bastion and Torb, as you can see, but not so perfectly oiled machine. So far for now. But we'll try to make it up. We'll try to practice it, and then this is just our second game with Milsons, and we're trying to pick his brain. Where do we set up? Where what do we do? So we're seeing our faults and our correctness, and we're trying to correct those faults. So next time we can be a better team. Because for now, I feel like we're really meshed. We have that synergy. We always play together, day in day out. This six stack team is always together playing QP, comp, scrims. So it's just about the synergy, and we're starting to go along the invitationals.
Speaking of scrims, how have you guys been practicing for this match? It seems like you guys have done your prep work and more watching some really, really important VODs from the Overwatch League and maybe even some from Wamen Nagi because, I do want to move into that just a little more. But yeah, first things first, how have you guys prepared for a match of this caliber?
Wamen Nagi, we know a few of them like Kuz, Patty, and Zombich. We know how they play. We play with them a lot, and we know how to counter them. So if you can see in the recent maps, we got the points. It's a back and forth battle. It's because we know how they play. We know their hero pool. So we try to counter that, and it's surprisingly it works. But there's still something lacking there. And we've been watching a lot of shout out to Rebirth for helping us with scrims and with VOD reviews. So it really helped us as a team, and then getting that perfect composition to play for tonight.
Yeah, it's really, really impressive. And I do want to commend that Sombra playstyle. It's something we were talking about actually here in the New Wave Invitationals. What was going through your mind when you were just hanging back and waiting for Funtrick to initiate while he was on that ball?
Yeah. Remember our fight against I forgot. I think it was Meme Cord.
Mm-hmm.
Where Inoa was the ball. Yeah, if I'm not correct. I'm sorry,
Walk it as
but
well.
I know.
Walk on.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. The ball. We had a hard time countering that hamster ball. So, I said to myself that I should counter this. So, as a Sombra player, I try to position behind the team because I know that it's just a general play style. Like when you have a Doomfist in the enemy team, you just play behind and wait for the Doomfist to come in. So the same concept applies to the ball. So if the ball goes in, instant hacks, and then we focus him. So that's just kind of my play style. I go behind, I watch the team. I'm not more of a go inside the group and fight it out because I don't have the mechanical skills to do that, but I have something to compensate it with.
Yeah, and it's really, really impressive how you actually went for the counter and just really hang back and shut down the Wrecking Ball, force him to go Reinhardt instead. But Billy also has a question for you, Mr. Combear, and yeah, Mr. Billy, all yours.
Yeah, I really love the way you play your that Sombra because you pretty much shut down Funtrick and you forced him to swap. That was very good. And your EMP in in that third point was very good.
Yeah,
You
thanks.
completely shattered their hopes and dreams, especially when they used that Lucio ult. But my question for you is, what were you thinking when you were playing Bastion in that first point on defense? Like, why weren't you set up? properly? Was it
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
communication problems, or you didn't know where to set up in general?
Yeah. I don't play Bastion. If you will see my career profile, I have less than 1 hour on Bastion. I recently played him yesterday and 2 days ago.
Ah, I see, I
So
see.
yeah, that was a communication error and the lack of experience. Because I was asking Milsons like, where do I set up? Where do I set up? Where do I set up? And Milsons was just like saying, go here, go here. So there's no clear communication yet, but I think we can improve on that later on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because just a general tip when you play Bastion,
Yes, yes.
you wanna be in sentry mode the
Okay.
majority of your time rather than
Then in
walking.
recon. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
when you play Bastion, you gotta believe that your team will keep you alive.
All right. All right.
nah, Mr.
Thanks
Billy
for the
already
tips, Billy.
already dropping it. Yeah, I think as a DPS, he's just like, why are we doing this like this, guys? Why are we doing this? But very commendable on some parts. It's just a little shaking in the others. And honestly, that's been Ubi server today. They are extremely commendable in so many ways, but still not enough. Refinement
Yeah.
is the best way to go about things. And against Wamen Nagi, it really is a true test. But before we send you back, Colin, the floor is all yours. Any shout outs you want to do for tonight?
For tonight, shout out to my team. I'm very proud of you. Let's keep it up. We're up against the undefeatable team, and we're doing well. So let's just keep on doing what we're doing. So yeah, and shout out to Dax and Billy for this interview. Thanks, guys.
Yes. So yeah, thank you, Bear. I'll send you back to
All right.
your room, and there you go. So we'll serve back to you. So anyway, Mr. Billy, there you go. You got the answer to your question. And what do you think? Are you satisfied with it? Do you think Ubi server is gonna do better in this third map?
I really think that they will do better as long as they play. I honestly think they should just play their comfort picks compared to trying to play the meta when they're not like, as we all heard, Kokomer said like they only play for like a day. So I feel like if they really want to play meta, they should play with more comfort picks compared to trying to play the meta.
That's true. That's true. And I think even though it feels like it's gonna be the style Wamanagi is running right now. They have a little bit of meta, they have a little bit of that synergy, they have a little bit of that comfort all throughout, and it works out in their favor. But you know what else is something that is really, really interesting, Billy? It's the stats right now for the tank line, cause there's something really
Nielsen's is
big. There's
Nielsen's
something.
though.
Yeah,
Diba
exactly.
he
I'll talk about it right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with our tank line setup. So the first thing to notice is Funtrick with around 5.577 average damage for 10 minutes with 23 average eliminations. In the meantime, Arc Daniel, since he's on the DPS, a lot bigger on the damage department with 9.167 instead with 26 average eliminations. But all the way on the user side, let's first things first talk about Santa Paps, that main tank, 15.27 average eliminations and 7,000 average damage per 10. And here we go with the spectacle. With one game, with one match of data, Milsons with 30.26 average eliminations and 10,220.95 average damage. I think he has the highest of all tanks right now. Wow, big
it's one
stats.
game though. It's like one match.
Yeah, I know, but
I think
still,
that's why. But
10k,
but
dude.
honestly, it's commendable the 10k. I think it's because when he plays Zarya, almost always on full charge.
And yeah, there was a little comment about that. The Zarya really, really good. His Road Dog really, really solid as well. But the Sigma, the Fluxes need to hit. They need to connect, and they just don't happen. They just don't happen. But that's how it is sometimes. And for Wamen Nagi, though, it seems like Arc Daniel doing a really good job on that off-time, getting some good damage there. Santa Pops and Funcheck really, really so good on those main tanks, doing so much work for both of their teams. And hey, that's how it is sometimes. Funcheck actually flexing over from off-tank to main tank right now because Zombich is offline and unable to play. But hey, that is what it is sometimes. That's why you have 8 people on your roster. And let's get now into map number 3, which is confirmed to be Dorado. So what do you think of this map pick by Uber Server?
This is a very I think like they picked it because they've been practicing it a lot. I feel like because we don't really see Dorado that much in the New Wave Invitationals map selection. So I think probably they've practiced for this. So I think Ube should have the advantage compared to Wamanagi this coming
Yes.
match.
Yeah, we'll
But
see
you know,
if
I
Wamen
might
is
be proven
prepared.
wrong by Wamen Nagi time and time again.
It seems like we are basically being proven wrong during while the game happens. It's
Because
like,
you know
why is Wamen Nagi
we
doing
want them
this?
dethroned.
Eventually, it will happen. And the real question is, who will it happen to, or is it not going to happen? Who knows? Actually, who knows? I don't. It probably depends on how we consider it. If for the regular season, I think they have a chance to not lose. But maybe once we come to the playoffs and everything else, I think everyone is prepared in a way, and it's a good way. It's a good reason to have the regular season in the first place. You get to know your opponent. You get to play them directly. You can form contacts. You can scrim against them or different teams, and then you'll learn a little better. And when the stakes are at the highest, then it seems like that's when you're gonna be prepared. But as I say that, it seems like we are ready to go. Time to get into Dorado, and from a day let sky on Eichenwalde to the twilight of night. Moving on to Dorado, that payload gonna be very, very important. Map number 3 out of 4. Uber server first on the attack, Wamen Nagi on the defense. Let's get into this one.
I think like when it comes to the map Dorado, high ground is essential. Like first point, you gotta get that ledge near the bell tower. Second point, you have you have pretty much two high grounds to choose from, and that third point with the ledge on the left. So I feel like it's all about that high ground control when it comes to playing this map.
True. That's true. It really is just looking to utilize every little bit of the map as much as possible. And the high ground is just so important sometimes. It really is just like, hey, I'm just gonna be looking to look at the moon, enjoy everything there. I don't know why the moon has those two scratches. Seems like something blew up there. Is that Horizon? Are we seeing Horizon Lunar Colony, even Dorado? It was a sign.
Which I wish it could blow up.
HLC, what a map. What a map to begin with. But hey, here we go again for another bout in the New Wave Invitationals. But this is match point for Wamen Nagi. If they take this, then they do consider the streak of the match wins. If they don't though, that will break the streak of the map wins. So it really is Wamen Nagi still always at the highest stakes in so many ways. And hey, they are gonna be playing that McCree and the Hanzo. And oh my god, here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have talked about this before on certain teams such as Team Core, that there are former Grandmaster players here in the New Wave Invitationals. Again, we say team average and, of course, your current SR are the basis of many things. But with Milson's whipping out the hero that brought him to GM all the way back in, like, Season 5, Season 6, that kind of thing, then we might be able to see a lot of emphasis from the server. They have whipped it out, and Budget will go down immediately. The pressure applied by the Roadhog. Now, Wamen Nagi, they have to shut this down immediately. They need to go for a counter. They need to go for something to get rid of everything. Because Uber's server has basically played 3 DPS into this game. Maybe even consider it 4 because they're running the Batiste, which is really, really interesting. Because there are no real Batiste targets except maybe the Orisa. So we'll see if it's going to pan out well for them. Roadhog, sure. Whole Hog and Matrix. We'll see if that's going to work. That in any case, there we go with the charge. Beautiful hold up from Santa Pups to save Wilsons from a grim demise. Mercy though with a quick push on in. Already close to the barrage. One rocket should do it. Uber server gonna be staying on by the payload. Bear flying on the round with the Echo. I like this pick right here, right now. Sam Bardo from Bounty at the 70-second mark. Very impressive from the Lucio. Rock Barrage though, they're coming on in. Kronos will get the shutdown, and the payload now being contested heavily by Funtrick. Will it be enough though for Wamen Nagi to hold the line? Seems like that's gonna be the case. The Batiste has to back on that, and Matrix available. He will die, and Mercy swapping over to the McCree to at least try to get a few picks coming into this next bout. But what a defense and what an attack from both sides.
Uber's Compass, they have so much, they do so much damage that the Rhine shield just melts before they even reach choke. But the problem is, I think it's because they're running that Baptiste, they really need, I'd rather they have an Ana to keep the Milsons alive.
Yeah,
And Orisa as well.
I really do think so. Like, the extra healing from the Bio Grenade, amplifying not only the Ana heals, but also the Roadhogs. It's ridiculous how much top up we can do. But hey, Santa Claus can go for that supercharger, but there you go, the grab down surge setup from Artano. I feel though to save the day, and Sacred showing his stuff with the utility. But again, I still feel like the Batiste is more of like, hey, I can show off with the eye field. But I'm not really getting too many kills. Here we go with Milstar going for the hook, will get shut down. No, he survives. Kronos instead taking care of everyone else with the sacrifice. The third kill goes on to the Roadhog. The Wamen Nagi 2.0. Ridiculous stuff already, defending yet again.
I feel like Mercy really didn't need to swap that far because I think her far was fine, even the Cocombear with that echo was fine. But I think the problem was I really think was the healing department.
Yeah, so it's
Like,
an Ashen
and
set
I
for
think
Cocombear.
also like the Milson should try to sync up with this Orisa to get that pull hooks because right now he's just hooking whatever he can hook.
Yeah, I feel like Milson is playing his old playstyle, and we know he's good for it, but you know, we are how many seasons into Overwatch? We are years into Overwatch, and there are so many additions to Overwatch and so many synergies that you can really amplify your success. But here comes the shatter of the shield with the whole hog. Milson's now making an opening, will be able to get those frags, and with the double hit scan right now for Uber server, they are going to be able to use that Batista to a really good degree. So from a really awkward support line to something really solid, they are playing the Reinhardt as well, and I do think the Orisa could have been a little better. But hey, if Santa Paus is comfy on the Reinhardt, we have seen him on the zero so many times. 3 minutes on the clock, Uber server gets that first point.
With the current lineup Ube has right now, their damage, their shield break is insane. They have potentially 4 if they're gonna really stick with that map. They have 4 people who can destroy that, who can shred the shield of that Reinhardt. So pretty much, Santa Paus is gonna have a fun time playing against Funtrick.
Anyway though, we'll see how the leaps will go on over. Ampage is available right here, right now. Kronos keeping the tracking ongoing. Milson's Cocombear on the board. Uber server just getting some free fags here and now. And on to the Justice Department we go. Milson's now with a step onto the Reinhardt. There we go with the scrap gun, getting the shots on. And just, you know, pressure being applied. I think it's like for Wamen Nagi, they are just not respecting the Road Dog in front of them. They do have the damage, sure, and they do have the Fire Grenade as well, but running the Sword for 76 might not be enough. Grab the Surge right now, as well as the Sound Barrier, and this is so questionable, honestly, Wamen Nagi. They're using ultimates right now all the way on the other side. Eventually, though, Kronos gets the proper tracking with the Tactical Visor. But there's so many ults. Milson's even fragging out in behind, and ridiculous stuff on both ends. Uber server, though, will be held back. But oh my god, the ults used up there from Wamen Nagi. Very awkward at the very start with the Sound Barrier, the grab and the Surge. Luckily, Kronos was in position with the time bots to get those kills in the end.
Yeah, so this goes back to what I was talking about a while ago, Daks, when it comes to Dorado. Because Ubi server did not take high ground, it just allowed Kronos to get that free tactical visor from the back. Because no one saw he was coming.
Yeah, the sides here, just getting so much value. The Reinhardt's now brawling yet again. Archangel right now on this Diva, giving chase Kronos and Mercy, getting frags in between. And here comes these dropping on down. The On looking for a little bit of a target or two. Ampage now available here for Sacred, and the push coming to a shove here for Uber server. They're gonna try to get things to work down yet again. Hipati though, still gonna be there. The Frog gonna be looking to get into the front lines, and beyond all of this, with Mercy getting contested on the high ground, this is the McCree going down in one fell swoop. Sleep Dart now will connect onto the whole hog, and seems like for Wamen Nagi, they're gonna be holding the line yet again with these picks.
I like this Diva pick by Arch. It negates so much damage being cast by Ubi server.
A little late on the bob here. It seems like when you go to the restaurant and the waiter forgets to show up to your table, set your table, take your order, but apparently your food is there, and you're just like, how does that even happen? It is what it is sometimes.
The food got cold.
The food got cold. I think the food was served the wrong order. You got the dessert first for some weird reason, and then your appetizer as soon as you get the bill. So it is what it is. A little mistiming there, unfortunately. And right now the Diva, very ambitious Archangel, gonna go for the Bunny Blaster, catches on Sacred. Self-destruct, apparently distraction, because the Diva is the real DPS there. Wilson's not taking a nap. Funtrick and Santa Paps playing that old school game, but you can't leave the Rodog alone. It doesn't matter if he's taking a nap. There we go. The Wind Shatter does get cancelled out by Santa Paps with the Fire Strike instead. In behind though, Archangel going for the push, because right now with the Deadeye will get shut down by the counter Deadeye from Mercy. And really good Deadeye there from Mercy this time. We have said it before that I feel like she's a little too greedy with the McCree ultimate. This time just unleashes it onto one, and opportunities not taken. Funtrick though will get stunned up. Can he survive? Oh, the payload already reaching, so the Wrecking Ball will not be able to get the contest that they needed to do. Oh my god, Tactical Visor.
What?
Okay,
What?
so really interesting. We are getting these hit scans doing some very questionable ultims. I think Rhoda still will swap. But anyway, back to your point, Mr. Billy.
That's a beautiful stun there by Mercy because why the momentum carried out to Funtrick's ball, it didn't let him touch point.
Anyway, though, we are gonna be still seeing Uber server right now into the pyramid one more time. Wilson's though body grenaded on up, and just Vigilance looking for as much of the shutdown as quick as can be. Kronos pops though with trades on the board. Here comes a push on it already from the Red Reinhardts. Well, Patrick making the hit happen again. So Cocobear is playing the Sombra, and well, if Uber server is gonna play the Sombra right, they need to get that EMP with 33 seconds remaining. It's doable on the Sombra, but the real question is, can Cocobear do it?
I feel like if he really wants to try getting a Sombra, if he really doesn't want to try, oh, good punish though. But if he really wants to play a Sombra, I think he has to focus on getting one hack in and let his team focus them down.
Yeah,
like he needs to go on high ground.
That's exactly how dive is executed in this day and age. And Milson's right now with a push on forward one more time. Hulhog now gonna be the play. Sandbar in response though. Patty just forcing a little bit of that sustain into this one. Mercy though up on top. There we go again. The Deadeye will connect on the one before Kuz gets the assassination. And I love the adjustment here from Mercy, but will it be actually Wamen Nagi falling on over? There we go with the hook. Patrick doesn't care about it happening. Self-destruct into the front line. Two supports will go down. And as Wamen Nagi 2.0 cleaning everything up, seems like the power is on, and they will be able to hold before the third point here on Dorado.
I think now they're like, guys, we need to punish Milsons. Like, you see the McCree, you see the Reaper, along with that Ana. Like, the minute they see Milsons, you see the McCree flat roll to Milsons as he's gonna go pop that heal. He's gonna flash him out of it, and then the Reaper just punishes him.
Yeah, all about that flash, all about just getting the razzle dazzle there. But hey, Wamen Nagi 2.0, again we're tested by Uber server, and that is what this is all about. Uber server from one match win has turned it around to a completely new leaf. We've said it earlier on that against Meme Court, I feel like that was their worst performance, and honestly, I was really scared for them, and we extended the invitation to do a little more work, and it seems like they took it and did even more with it. Adding on Milson's doing so much homework, getting so much flexibility, and this Uber server, I think this is a team you should be scared of, especially how they have decided to just put Mercy as the starter alongside Milson's. Really the star power signing, but overall their team looking a lot more stable instead of just one or two pillars of success.
Yeah, it's also funny though if you look at the stats right now. Look at Milsons, look how much damage he's actually taken compared to Santa Puffs.
13k. Yeah, that's what Rodog does, okay guys, that's what Rodog does. But hey, Ryan Zarya,
he's the actual main tank.
He is also the guy with the most damage. Just to say for his team. So you know that's what Rodog is all about, ladies and gents. And not bad indeed. Okay, but we are gonna get dive from Wamen Nagi, but it's a classic style. It's gonna be Nano Blade as the win condition. Doof is gonna be there as well from Kuz. Finally thrown by Cocobear, and Patty with the boop, I believe. Santa Pass now in a spot of trouble. Who needs to leap when you get the Reinhardt delivered in your face? And we talked about some dinner implications earlier on, but Patty is the kind of waitress that you gotta tip $100 or more, because that is just such exceptional service from the side of Wamen Nagi.
That was a Reddit Blue show if I ever see one myself.
Arcano Body Blaster, this is the real DPS! Oh, never mind though, Santa Claus will get the shutdown. But hey, the first point should be taken handily here by Team Wamen Nagi.
I don't think anyone on the Uber side expected Patty to come from that angle. Like, it took her a while, but she wall righted along the left side, at the right side of where they were defending, and you know, Santa Claus never saw it coming.
You know what is gonna be coming here? The Nano Blade between Kronos and Vigilance. Look how sync they are. That's always fun to see. The sync of the Genji. But hey, you know the Genji's on the high ground. We'll be able to get the few shots here and there. Vigilance right now with top up and Rodog Wilsons. We'll see if it's gonna be enough. I do like the Rodog here, even though the Diva DM will mess things up a lot. And can go for the punish, especially onto the Wilson leaping on in. And you can say that down from Mercy, but will get punched by the Doofus. Kronrin gonna go for that Nano Blade normally though. And Vigilance in the meantime going for the Nano Boost, I believe, onto the Winston. And apparently the Genji is just a sacrificial lamb there. Shield gonna be in the play because I believe he wasn't protected, but the shot didn't connect, or it could have. It was just pixel perfect stuff like there. But Wamen Nagi right now going for the punch right now, and wow, just the momentum all over for the blue hand side. They just get these proper dives, they execute really well, and they should be able to potentially get this point, but Mercy will say no just for the time being. Can they get the kill off the Reaper? Yes, they do. Santa Claus goes for the shatter, looks for the pin. Patty with the save though, what a boom. Bob now gonna get into play, and it's gonna be a same situation. The payload gonna get pushed on to the second point. Fight kill goes on. Coco Bear does get one, but Uber server has to retreat already as Kronos is fragging out from the Beyond.
Bob, I think Cockburn may need to swap into a more I don't know, suitable DPS to counter dive compared to, because I think Ash is okay, but the problem is he's not getting the proper positions to utilize the dynamite.
Kit-wise, the Ash is a really good pick right now against dive, but for Coco Bear, it's just not enough to shut down. He needs to use these abilities wisely. You need to use these abilities to counter your opponent's movements. And right now, Coco Bear is trying to play proactive with both the Dynamite as well as the Coach Gun. And that is just not how you play against the Winston and the D.Va right now. You need to make sure that you get the space on to go for other shots, to get that Bob on. And trying to get away from the Lucio really has to hurt. There we go with frags going every single play and every single time. But Wamen Nagi 2.0 opening up a path of destruction. And they will take their match points. But again, a commendable effort there from Ube's server. Wamen Nagi right now with a 3-0 lead takes this match, but we still have a fourth map on the board.
I like to commend the, you know, Ube server being really consistent with their early game. Like at the start of the game, they always start strong. But I really think it's all about, you know, it's all about that finish.
I honestly don't think it's about the finisher, Billy. I think it's about Wamen Nagi just having a better attack in general. It's not that Ube's server isn't faltering on the defense. It's just Wamen Nagi does a good job on defense, but on attack, exceptional. They don't care. They are so aggressive, and if they do give you the whole capture, then they're just like, we will have the time back advantage, and that's what it's all about. For the Wamen Nagi Soup Squad, it seems like Soup's on, and they will take that third map, and they will take another match in their favor, so they move up to a 6-0 lead, guys. But don't forget, we are playing the old school style of Overwatch and Overwatch League, basically. And we are gonna get a fourth map because we want them to practice that assault type as well. But hey, kudos to Wamen Nagi. They take another victory on the board, and what do you think about that Dorado map overall?
I like the way Ube treated the map. It's just that I feel like during their attack, you let Millstones run amok. That was good because Millstones do Millstone things. But I think like positioning was very key for Wamen Nagi to full hold and stall out the payload as long as possible compared to the Ube server side.
It really is how it is sometimes. And hey, Wamen Nagi 2.0 with a very, very decisive victory. What do you think were the keys to the kingdom of that attack there, Billy? Was it really the Patty show getting so much value?
First point, it's all Patty show. The Red Lucio. Like, getting rid of the main tank pretty much destroys any defense because, you can't really hold without that shield.
It's true, it's true. It is so difficult sometimes. How about on the DPS department? Anything you can remember there?
Well, other than Kronos and Vigilance, being in sync, except for maybe, Kronos maybe wanting that nano to start with, but
they sacrificed the Genji basically. It's like, joke's on you, I'm giving it to the Winston, and that's how it is sometimes. And oh my, interesting. So we'll talk about that real quick as let's just check out those DPS stats from both sides. Well, you can see for Kronos as well as Mercy, they're kind of on the higher end for both of the teams. For Kronos, it's 22.40 for average eliminations with 7,573 average damage. He's the third string DPS in a tier 1 DPS trio, honestly, so it's really commendable he's above so many others in different teams, and he is just basically the sub in the situation. So really, Wamen Nagi a pretty stacked roster to begin it. In the meantime, for Mercy though, not too much on the average elimination side, 18,414, but she makes it up for the damage and just lets anyone else just clean that up. 8,272 average damage there. On the meantime though, for Kuz, 4,742 average damage, usually on that support, but on the DPS side, well, he's just trying to find his bearings with 16.65 average eliminations. Usually, he does get those insta-kills here and there. And Cucumber, in the meantime, 15.75 average healing and average eliminations, rather, and average damage at 6,563. So, for Cucumber, you know, he's not really...
He's good at cleaning up.
Yeah, he's good at cleaning up, and I feel like he's kind of average. He's not underperforming in a way, but maybe in this kind of game, it just really is too many stars shining right now. So what do you think of these DPS lines?
I feel like Cucumber, his Echo is good, but his Sombra is the best, I'd say, in this match so far. Like, I like his Sombra. The way he plays Sombra, he's very what do you call this? Patient. Especially when he sees, you know, Wamen Nagi run dive or ball. I like his Sombra very much. His playstyle as Sombra to punish Fun Trick and Kuz if they try to dive the backline. But I feel like I don't think hit scan is his
complete forte.
Yeah, his complete forte, because he needs to, if he really wants to play his scan, he needs to prioritize positioning over being with this team directly.
Yeah, and I just want to say for Cucumber, we've said it before that he's kind of the utility DPS in a way, and the Sombra is one of the best things to do it with. You really provide that utility, and if you're not able to get that frag, then at least you are going to enable your team to do so. And Cucumber on the Echo as well, I like how he is just applying pressure and working together with the Pharah Mercy in that tandem, and I feel like on other teams it might work out casually, but against Wamen Nagi, it's a tough task. It's a tough task to say the least. But hey, we are gonna get our fourth map up and running, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go for map number 4. It will be Volskaya Industries. The past 3 maps already taken by Wamen Nagi, but we'll see if the map score streak will stay on for Uber's server though. There's a very interesting swap. And it's Cucumber going to be playing that off tank right now because Milsons will be playing the DPS instead. So what do you think is going to be planned here for Uber server?
I don't really remember Milson's
I know
DPS.
I know one thing, but yeah, go ahead.
I don't really recall. I really have little memory of Milson's playing DPS. I don't remember if he was what heroes he played. So you know, it would be interesting for me to see what he's gonna play.
Okay,
Even with Cucumber, I'm not sure what's gonna happen.
You know, this is the time where you basically snicker at someone because you say, haha, he doesn't know, he doesn't know, he doesn't know. And there is one pick that I low-key have seen Nilsson's play. And it's something he low-key keeps, and sometimes he whips it out when we're just playing or something like that. And it's going to be interesting to see if he actually whips it out into this game. So he is going to be DPS right now. Cucumber onto the yellow tank. Wamen Nagi will stay on with whatever they have in the first place. But, you know, tension. Anticipation is here. And will it be the pick that I remember it from? Yes, it is. So Milsons plays the Echo. He knows how to play the Echo, and he is a very bursty type. Now, you do have a little bit of the positioning Echo where you play kind of long range with a tri-shot, but there are some kinds of Echo that basically get in your face and literally dash into you, the throw sticky bombs and just blow you up into Kingdom Come. And it fits Milsons because what other playstyle is like that? A one-hit KO? Well, it has to be the Roadhog, that's for sure. So it's double flyer.
It's the robotic Roadhog.
Yes, sir. And one more thing for Uber server. So it's Cucumber on the Reinhardt, and I've seen him play this before. He's comfortable on the hero, and this allows Santa Pops to go back to his complete comfort pick back in the old days. Goes over to the Diva, but right here, right now, double hits kind of going to play, and I like this composition here for both sides. In a way, double hits can versus double flyer gonna be a big deal. Mercy Ana though this time, as well as the Diva. Uber server gonna stand a chance against Wamen Nagi in terms of that comp.
I think now they're relying on Nilssons and Mercy to get a pick. Because right now when it comes to damage, Wamen Nagi should potentially lose when it comes to shield break because Pharah will get that barrage either way.
Yeah, so
as long as she knows how to position.
Gonna be zipping on around potentially, just hanging on back. Doesn't want to fly too quickly because of the McCree and the Ash on the other side. Kuz though, quite low already. Funcha going for the brawl. An interesting fight out to the second floor. No one is going for the point. And a huge dynamite there from Kuz. And Lost Fronting to just pull on over. Mercy says, please kill me now. There's nothing gonna happen for this fight. And Cucumber, the lone Reinhardts. What a team kill there. Kuz with absolute value. And already at 63% on that Ash ultimates.
Biggest mistake there was a Pharah and Echo both being inside with their tanks. I don't think, even if you're afraid of the hit scan, you cannot go inside as you play Pharah.
And honestly, if I remember correctly for Bear, he is actually a tank main. So, as we have said before, maybe, just maybe, this is something Uber server might be able to play a little differently. That's what this is all about. As Mercy gets to huge kill there, getting the shutdown in the first place. And Patty right now zipping on around, but Mercy with the tracking yet again. You know, it kind of reminds me of old washed up homies actually here, Mr. Billy. If Uber server is having a problem with their second DPS line, just like how it was just Ambi really trying to fill that gap, maybe, just maybe, this Milson edition is not going to be on the role we expect, but to allow Bear to go back to a more comfortable role and allow Uber server to play a little more potent in a more balanced roster. What do you think?
I think it's working well for them because I like the way, since Bear likes being the protective style of Reinhardt, he doesn't swing that much. It allows his DPS to shoot the Reinhardt since he's trying to swing at Bear.
Yeah, Bear right now gonna be dueling with Punchik. Kronos though, way to pick off onto Milsons. When you fly too close to the sun, you will get burned. And that's what the McCree and Ash are all about into this instance. Shots now keeping on coming though. We got Milsons and gonna be coming on back. Kronos in the meantime, Deadeye is available. And into the middle already. Flashbang now gonna get thrown. Santa Pops in the meantime going for the duel. Bear quite low though. Archangel will get that tag on down. Wamen Nagi 2.0, here we go with the push already. D.Va having to disengage. Wilson's gonna get torn apart by the big beam. And with Archangel, he plays really aggressively. It doesn't matter if he has 0 energy or 100, he just does the same thing. And I guess when he has a lot of that energy, it works out in favor. Sacred just has to be sneaky peeky.
Yeah, I think Arch and Milsons have a similar playstyle when it comes to Zarya. Like, they want to stay as high energy as possible at all times and then abuse it by being the shield destroyer themselves.
Anyway, for Uber server, a little bit of the flag here on the left hand side. Resting onto the laurels, not really flying on around as of yet. Matty though, gonna meet them in pitch combat. And there we go with Milsons going for the combo, but doesn't get the kill in time. Milsons right now gonna turn into Reinhardt. Mercy with Rocket Rush in behind Santa Pops, making an opening there. Resurrection now gonna be in hand, but Patty gets the boot instead. Wamen Nagi 2.0 though, losing members left, right, and center. Here we go with the Shanta right now, I believe, from Funtrick. And a Sapphire for Patty to keep the tide flowing on this defense. Absolute chaos on and off the point right now. Deadeye being primed by Kronos though, looking for a lock on. Bear will go down. 1-for-1 trade so far. Milson's actually getting the charge somehow onto Funtrick, but hey,
No, Funtrick charged off the map.
yeah, it's just like it's interesting. The icon is kind of weird, but Funtrick charging off the map and getting shot by Milsons gets that last kill, and he is gonna go for the McCree instead.
I think that Milsons could have stuck on the Echo. All he had to do was pretty much wait for Mercy to get a direct hit on any target and then laser beam them down.
Yeah, it'll be looking to go for the 1-2 punch, but hey, if you can't fight fire with fire, might as well go for it. McCree versus McCree right now, but Ash versus the Pharah. And honestly, in a roster like this, you'd rather swap the Pharah out rather than the Echo in terms of that flexibility. But hey, Mercy does get a kill onto one. We do see the Reinhardt forced to retreat already. Uber server running out of time right here, right now. They had a pretty good time back earlier on. It's only at 2:10 by this point in time.
I feel like,
oh my god,
they should have pushed in when Funtrick died.
Archangel doesn't care, Billy. It doesn't care if you're gonna push or if you're gonna hang back, because the Graviton Surge from Archangel with 100 energy yet again. Just keeping the tracking on, looking to bully Santa Pops. And the D.Va, a pretty good duelist against the Zarya in many regards, but when the Zarya has 100 energy, there is no protection whatsoever. Flashback now will connect. Wamen Nagi just all over their opponents.
Like, the amount of damage Kuz and Arch are pumping out is insane. Like, every time they peek at choke, Bear's shield gets chucked so hard.
It really does put a big strain on Bear. As you've said before, he's a very, very defensive Reinhardt. As there we go, beautiful bluff there from Funtrick. But as soon as the damage comes, Wamen Nagi is just happy to do everything and more. Milsons a Mercy though. It feels like for Milsons, he's not really having the best time on the DPS. Not gonna lie, look at the stats right now with 8 deaths and 0 kills to his name. kinda gonna need to do a little more than that. So maybe back to the drawing board here for Uber server. When you have Milsons on that off tank, you are sure to get those kills, at least with the Roadhog. But right now, yeah, it's Uber server kinda slipping compared to those past 3 map performances.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there, Daks. I feel like Milsons needs to really, you know, get a hold, get a feel of playing DPS now, because, you know, he's not a tank, he's not a bullet sponge compared to playing a young Roadhog. So now he really has to be mindful of his HP.
Oh my god, ground the search again, rough branch though from Mercy to cover fire. And it's a 2-for-1 trade, make that a 3-for-1 because the Deadeye actually giving Milsons to get kills. And wow, he gets 3! He just gets 3 kills out of nowhere. Seems like as soon as he criticizes the guy, he's gonna have the hot hand into this game. 2 ticks not taken, Patty gonna go for the Sandbar to get the contest on. Flashbang though will instantly connect. Here comes Artheno now, looking to come back on the Diva. Overtime taking on the way, Kuz quite low, and Mercy will get that shutdown. The Dio flying on around right now. Kronos though with the Deadeye, and oh my god, Karna in behind of the shield still will fall in the field of battle. Now can Uber server get these kills quick enough before the staggers come their way? That's gonna be the real question here. And now Patty getting around. They don't have the healing, but they do have the tick progress, and they might be able to get this. They have to kill the Doofus quickly. They have to get the shutdown right now, but Kuz is surviving. The best offense apparently gonna be that defensive shield. Kronos with a tracer bullets, and 99.3% heartbreak is truly what Uber server is all about sometimes. So close but no cigar.
I'd really like to commend Mercy there. Like, Mercy did so much during that last fight. She did so much damage. She pumped out pretty much the majority of her team's damage during that fight. And it just allowed Milsons to sneak up behind, use the conveyor belt to get that free high noon.
He finally got kills, and it was really clutch, but Uber server, they were on the clock. As soon as their supports died, they still had a chance to get that point, but it was so small. And they really needed to get those hits at those clutch moments. And unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. 99.3%, so very close. It just didn't happen. And Wamen Nagi 2.0, if they want to take this win, they just finish up the map and they are good to go with a 4-0 again.
I still think though that Ube's not gonna give up. I think they still feel like they can win. I think now Milsons, I'm pretty sure Milsons knows how Bastion is supposed to be played, like in where the proper setup points was compared to Cocombear. Because like as Cocombear said earlier, he really doesn't play Bastion. I feel like now with Milsons playing Bastion, I think he knows pretty much, yeah, see where he wants to set up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard though with the Reinhardt Zarya comp.
Yeah, they want to go for a fight with the Vine Zarya, and it's kind of awkward right now. And as you say that, Uber server, well, for Milsons, he's gonna be on to the windows, and I don't like this too much. Not the best position, not gonna lie. And they are gonna be playing standard in a way, which is really interesting because Mercy is, what was that turret? I think she knows a trick spot, but it falls down. And Uber server is taking the sweet time to allow their front line to be all the way in the front without any real regard for everyone else. Karna though, clutch team tried to stay alive, and Milsons just tears apart Kuz. But that was so close, that was way too dangerous. Uber server right now has to retreat yet again. Here comes Kronos right now, dashing on him one more time. And we have seen the Genji elicit some very interesting and intense reactions. Boop though coming on over. Poor Cocombear gonna be in a spot of trouble. Beautiful buy grenade though from Karna to keep the top of one. And for Wamen Nagi, I guess the only issue right now is they're playing the Lucia and the Mercy yet again. But as soon as we say that, it's a battery for vigilance, and this is one way to slow things down, one way to actually get the healing onto everyone. And oh my god, Milsons just gets 2 kills immediately. What a shutdown there. Dragon Blade right now from Kronos will get shut down by Mercy as well. And Uber server disrespecting Wamen Nagi with the composition that they are running. This dive is gonna struggle against the Torbjorn and even the Bastion in this regard. Vigilance now swaps over to Diana. Oh my god, the air shot there from Milsons though.
And the turret, like as I said before, Torbjorn is not the hero, it's the turret, and as long as the turret stays alive, it's doing so much damage. It pumped out so much damage to the Wamen Nagi side that they just melted in front of Milsons, because when they appear in front of Milsons, they already have HP.
So do you think that since the Torbjorn is not the hero, is the Molten Core the hero? When the lava is out, the small puddle is the real hero there.
It's the distraction. It's like Torb's Molten Core is like, you guys can't pass here. You have to pass by my turret.
Oh no, Cocomberdo goes for the shatter bomb right now in behind, grabbing the search, and oh no! Cocomberdo didn't know where it was coming from, and Arctano gonna get two there, opening now made here by Wamen Nagi, and they get rid of the Mercy as well, so this is nobody no resurrection whatsoever. Molten Core right now all over the point, and you can see the love by Mercy just dripping on down onto that objective, but beyond all of that, Wamen Nagi is playing hot potato. They're playing Twister onto the point, they get that first tick, and they should be able to get the capture here around 4 minutes on the timeback, I believe, for the attacking side here on Volskaya.
I like the understanding of Vigilance because he realized that, hey guys, Bastion does not have a shield, I can sleep him. Because Nilsson's pretty much slept during that fight.
Free shot, 5 seconds of disable. That's a really long time. Someone in front of you can die and you can really just say, that was just a dream, guys. Don't worry about it. I didn't see that one happen. Conveyor belt antics though for Wamen Nagi. Really going all the way to the generators on the left side, looking to get a little bit of control. Kronos though, might be popping that deflect. And Milson, oh my god, the sleep dart gets deflected back to Milson's, but the damage just doesn't be done there. The pulse, the torpor turret though, is applying pressure. Milson still gets the tracking on. Vigilance not paying attention, will get taken down. Kronos will fall as well to the field of the sentry. And hey, Uber server holding the line with basically 2 turrets, 1 mobile, 1 not on their roster.
I like how Milsus is just dancing around the high ground, and because they have to keep trying to chase him, he goes inside the corridor, so if they really want to peek him, he's gonna be firing at them, and if they do that, Mercy's turret just gets free damage.
We'll see though how Cocomber is going to play things out onto the front line. We go again. Wow, what a far strike though. 68% immediately. But he's going to need more than that. And he needs to really make a shatter count into this game. Push though coming to a shove yet again. Arcana right now leading charge onto the left hand side. Mercy getting bothered by the conveyor belt. And here goes Wilsons with a pretty early continuation attack. Yeah, it's a zoning ult right now. And honestly with the Bastion, usually just go for the attack mode anyway. You feel like you're in a spot of trouble but want to keep up that DPS. Burst instead of the sustained damage. This is still a very bursty hero to begin with. Cocomber though with the charge catching out Kronos. Molten Core here and now from Mercy. Will get shut down though by Kuz. And a Wamen Nagi. This is looking a little shaky though for the blue hand side. Uber server holding the line really well.
Cocomber's Reinhardt is very good for his team, his playstyle as Reinhardt. He doesn't want to get damage, he doesn't want to deal damage, he wants to protect his team. He's more focused on keeping his team alive so that they can do damage instead of him.
He's like at the bronze damage medal right now, so even though he doesn't mean to, he's able to get it done. Uber server though coming closer and closer to the Garrus turrets. I'd like Savage to pop start to play this hero. Kronos though with Nanoblade in hand, but what a pinch from Cocomber gets a catch on, and that's the shutdown that they need. Uber server with the kill there. Arcano though with a Salto Shock this time. The shield is spotted, but Cardinal not paying attention. Will fall in the field of battle. Dragon Strike gonna be there. Milson's right now catching out one. With the Winston going down. Oh my god. What happened there, Mr. Billy?
I was watching Nilsson's point of view, and Nilsson's pretty much bumped, Fun Trick bumped Nilsson into a corner, and he just, centered up in front of an ultimate Wilson with a Mercy pocket. So you can pretty much tell what happened to Fun Trick there.
Yeah, the HPS from the Mercy gonna be enough to mitigate the punches from the Primal Rage, and hey, Uber server right now.
Like, Milsons has ult already.
They have ultimate again, it's just a big battery. You know, Milsons is usually the battery that feeds ults. At least right now he gets the same kind of treatment on the other foot. But Uber server gonna be hanging on back in behind. Wamen Nagi right now, only a minute reps to keep the streak alive. And Wilson's having to go for the retreat again. He's still keeping up with the Bastion. DM gonna be into play. Cocomber trying to go for the shatter. Will get shut down by the opposition, but the resurrection, no, it's not gonna happen. And Wamen Nagi 2.0 all over the point already. Bershi right now popping that overload. Here goes Milson, stand and boosted up. Take care of Arctano. Beautiful sleep right now from Vigilance, patting with a sound barrier. Second tick now gonna get taken for free. And can anyone contest? Will it happen? Can Wamen Nagi keep this victory? Can they actually get things done? Uber server though with the contest out of this moment. Sacred getting the proper push, and Kronos holding that dead eye. Mercy though with the bolted core. It's still late to the party, and Wamen Nagi is able to get the 4-0 still, but it was so close. Wamen Nagi sweating for that match victory.
That was so close because I think because Milsons was bothered, Archdaniel played the corner so well. Like, See if you look there at the play of the game, if you look at the left side, that's where where Arch played there the whole time. I pretty much bugged Milsons off high ground, which allowed this team to push in.
Is it Uber server side just trying their best? But their best wasn't good enough for Wamen Nagi, but I'd say their best is good enough for the new Invitationals, and their best is so good for so many other teams. Congratulations to Wamen Nagi 2.0 with that victory, but kudos to the server, and I don't mean this lightly whatsoever. I'm very impressed with what they gave us today.
Same here. Ube went above and beyond their skill caliber today. They
Like,
played like a top tier team today.
yeah, honestly, like, it feels like they are really using what they have learned and more. And honestly, I don't even need to compare them to just the invitationals. I'd say they would be, they're above their pay grade, their weight class right now in terms of that performance. So absolutely, the absolutely kudos to them truly. And hey, Wamen Nagi 2.0 taking a 4-0 win though overall. But we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the New Invitationals. We'll hear some words from Wamen Nagi to wrap things up. But don't go away. You just want to hear that little bit of that segment at the tail end. Wamen Nagi 2.0 and Uber Server. What a match that has been.
Okay,
Okay,
against
hello, Mr. Funtrick. Chill out. We are gonna be saying hello to you first. So, Mr. Funtrick, Captain of Wamen Nagi 2.0, you got Mr. Ball himself, and how are you doing for tonight?
I'm doing fine. I'm just a little sad that I wasn't able to play ball as much.
I
But yeah,
wonder why. But hey, it was a very close match, honestly.
yeah,
I think this is the
really.
first time you guys have been really tested like that.
hmm
And what do you say about the match overall?
It was really challenging because like the picks they chose, they weren't meta picks, which is I really like those picks, and we're forced to go out of our comfort zone to adjust to their picks. Like the double, like in their very first map, that double air DPS with Echo and Farah. Yeah,
Mhm.
we really had trouble with that during the first map. We didn't know how to counter that, but luckily we were able to adjust as the match went by.
It was so there's so many tight maps, honestly. What do
Mm.
you where do you guys really feel like you had the toughest time? Was it Nepal or was it anything else?
Let me see.
We had Nepal, we had Eichenwalde, we had Dorado, and Volskaya. Out of those four maps.
Dorado was. I think we had um the tough. Actually, they were all
They're all very tough.
really tough. Yeah.
Kaya nga
It,
toughest or
it
like
it was always like a back and forth
mm-hmm.
battle. It wasn't because of their off meta picks. It really caught us off guard. Me personally, it caught me off guard.
They had so many
Yeah.
interesting picks, mate. There's even
Yeah.
meta composition out of nowhere. So what do you think about
Mm.
Uber server overall? Do you really feel like this was an opponent that truly tested you today?
Yeah. If they keep practicing and scrimming with the strategies they have and the different compositions, the other teams are gonna have a hard time, especially with that freaking Bastion. Bastion's really annoying, especially in that last map. It's really hard to displace him, but
It's just
luckily, or zone him out. But luckily, Ark was able to zone him out during the last minutes.
yeah, it
That
was
was the
something
best
we
thing.
noted. He figured it out,
Yeah,
right, Mr. Billy?
yeah.
It was just so good. So you guys are now 6-0. Are you going all the way?
Mm.
Is that the plan?
Um, yeah, sure. Why not? It's not something we're like trying to target, but since we're already here, yeah, let's go. Let's keep this trip going.
Let's
We're
go, dude.
we're not perfect players. We just play as much as we just play our best, and the team synergy is good. When one side of the team is lacking, there's other members of the team that picks up the slack, which
I
is
heard
really
I'm.
nice.
I heard I'm.
Well, no, 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 no. The whole team.
I.
You know what I saw? You know what I
I
saw?
threw so many times. I fell off the map as ball so many
Twice.
times intentionally.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah,
You know
it
what
was a
I
bad
saw though?
bowling.
There was something I saw. I saw when you tried to initiate as ball and then you get hacked and then you're just
Yeah,
like screw this, I'm going Reinhardt. So
yeah,
how did that
yeah.
thought process go? How did that thought process go?
Well, I was just saving my ult for that point, so I went in anyways, knowing 100%. This is how I go,
This is how
and
I die.
I have to press Q. Hopefully, it kills someone. Then I just switch. Yeah, I had to switch back to Ryan. I didn't.
Yeah.
I really don't like playing Ryan, but because of their picks, especially if they're like playing air, those air double DPS, there needs to
Mhm.
be someone to shield the team as well. I can't I can't protect the team as much if I play ball, so I have to adjust. Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it.
big big.
It's from aggressive to defensive. How are you, Mr.
Mm.
Billy? Do you got any questions for Mr. Funtrick?
Well, my question obviously is, how does it feel to be bullied for playing your favorite hero?
I feel sad. I feel sad because
Especially in
every
Eichenwalde,
time,
I felt so sad for you.
yeah, every time I open the hero select screen, I see the hamster, and
And there's a big X.
I have to say no, not today, not today, my friend. I cannot play you. Go back to your cage. I
I
have
I
to bring
really
out
gotta
the big,
comment. I really gotta
big
comment
German.
Kokon Bear there. Like he really bullied you for playing
It's like, no,
Yeah,
Hanover.
sir. If
yeah.
if we're not gonna have fun, you're not gonna have fun too. And that's what a shutdown. Oh, ridiculous stuff. But hey, Wanagi 2.0 edging it out every single time, clutching it out, even at the most penultimate moments. And when the going got tough, they got even tougher. And kudos to Wamanagi. So the usual
Yeah.
Mr. Fun Trick. Oh, got any shout outs for us for tonight?
Yeah, I want to shout out Shireen again, and of course all my Wamen Nagi members, because they we really work well as a team when things don't go all 100% our way. Yeah, we're there
Anyways.
for each other. So yeah.
Congratulations truly to Wamanagi. Hey, one more match to go. You guys get the perfect record. Oh,
Mm,
I had
okay.
one last thing suddenly. I have a question. What do
Mm.
you call? You said the Wamanagi years. So what do you call it? What's the fan club of Wamanagi called
Oh,
then?
I don't know
The soup
what they
club?
can be
What?
called.
The
Bros,
noodles, bro,
Chops
noodles, noodles.
chashu
They could be
pork.
Chashu.
uh,
Chashu
uh,
could be.
can
I
be,
don't
can
know.
be.
They can
Yeah.
call whatever. They can call themselves whatever they want.
I guess you have to ask Madame Yumi for
Mm,
for the marketing
yeah.
right there for Wamanagi. But hey, thank you, Fun Chick, and we can scoot on
Okay.
back out as we wrap things up here for the New Wave Invitational. So, Mr. Billy, there we go. We got our games going on. We are done with all of that, and well played again to Wamanagi 2.0 for basically everything they have done and more for this league. But hey. 4-0 again. Quick little recap of our results: a 2-1 on Nepal, Eichenwalde 5-4, a 3-2 on Dorado, and finally Volskaya Industries going 2-1. Any takeaways from those four maps?
I feel like as we're coming into a close, Wamen Nagi is having more and more clutch games. Wherein, it's not like the first day. Honestly, wherein they just steamrolled everyone. I think now, with all the teams improving, they're really getting a run for their money to keep their unbeaten win streak.
Really goes to show how effective, how efficient, and how great they have been playing overall. But the teams are bridging the gap. They use Wamanagi basically as a benchmark for the success here in the New Wave Invitationals, and they are getting closer and closer and closer to get there. Big congratulations to Uber Server also for improving so much. And honestly, if that wasn't Wamanagi, they could have taken a match win from anyone else. And hey, even though it is winding down the New Wave Invitationals, if they perform into that level, they might be a wild card factor into the playoff picture into this one. But that is gonna be our show for tonight. We got two great matches for you guys to enjoy into the VODs. We had Overmind versus Cakes as well as Uber Server versus Waminagi. Hey, it was a very interesting time in so many ways, and this series itself was so close in so many ways. So congratulations again to all our winners, to everyone who actually participated right now in the new invitationals, and especially this match. This again, Uber Server. I kinda lost a little hope when there was meme court. I kinda was really disheartened from their performance and sometimes and their a little bit of their attitude running into it. But they did bounce back really well. Took our advice, took our help, and then moved into winning against Overwine last week, and now putting up such an impressive effort against Wamanagi. It even wasn't a win, but it's a win in my hearts, and that was so well done. So yeah, how about you, Billy? Anything you gotta say?
Other than commending Ube, even though they lost, it's like a, good fight, honestly, for putting a hell of a match against the Wamenagi. If a song, yeah, and to think, they pretty much, Cocombear said they only had a day of practice and they brought it up to that level. Imagine if they had like a week or two of actual practice with the, playing the meta.
That's true. Like as soon as they actually pick up the slack and pick up their work, then they are gonna be able to really go places. But before we go, last little check of that standings. And hey, who's up on first place? What a surprise! It's Wamanagi 2.0 with a 6-0 on the board. In the meantime, for 5th place still, it's going to be Observer 2-4. We're going to be recomputing a few of those map differentials later on into the day with a stat sheet, of course. But hey, there is one thing we have to say, and it is going to be good night and goodbye to everyone here in the New Wave Invitationals. This is going to be our only broadcast for this week, as I do have a tournament to run for Valorant on day. Well, it's Wednesday already, and or tomorrow as well. So, it's gonna be a really jam-packed next week. Last week because next week because of next week last week. I kind of messed myself up there thinking about the time, but it is the last week of the regular season next week. And we are going to get all the matches that we have not been able to do so as of yet, and get our final standings and our playoff picture truly for the New Wave Invitationals. And who knows, we might announce something afterwards. We're still trying to finalize the dates on the playoffs itself, but it seems like the month of June is going to be where the first season is going to be coming to a close. Again though, Billy, I realized we had an amazing last match for the month, no, April. Remember that one?
Oh yeah,
And then it was like Washed Up versus Ooh.
Yeah,
And this
that
one had
was
another
a
great one.
close match.
Yeah, we had another great one, Wamen Nagi versus Uber. So apparently, whoever gets slotted on the last match per month gives us great games. And maybe there'll be the same case in the grand finals if they do happen in the June for the first season. But it has been fun. It's been great. It's been some really, really fun weeks. As we said, 8 weeks already of the New Invitationals. Time flies when you're having fun, and it's really surprising we've done a project like this in Philippine Overwatch to such a success. And without you guys being here, it wouldn't be so. And hey, we'll figure out how things are gonna go. We'll be announcing a few things here and there soon. We're very happy to do this project with all of you in the chat, in the stream, in the Discord, and hey, it's been an amazing time. Been able to have some really good casting partners here and there everywhere. Since we're not on the playing field anymore, we're all kind of on the bench, washed up. We are the true washed up guys, that's for sure. But hey, it's time to call it quits for tonight, and we'll see you guys next week for your local league, the New Wave Invitationals. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.